Right, after 7 minutes of rambling, we are on the game. When we say 7 minutes, we mean it's been over an hour. Have a good luck, Cherry. 7 minutes, Kappa. A Colonel Sanders? Ah, of course, that's right up her alley. I understand her wanting to take home Satoko and Rika-chan, but I can't understand the Colonel Sanders. What's so good about that four-eyed geezer? Probably better to hear it from Rena, don't you think? She'll probably just say because it's so cute, though. Does Rena often go to the construction site to hunt for treasure? Every now and then she says she's going to have a look, but a girl her age rummaging around in garbage as well. If Rena enjoys it, then I think it's fine. What were they doing over there? Damn construction. It had been bugging me since yesterday, like an itch I couldn't scratch. Haha, it was cancelled a long time ago. Everyone gathered together and fought against it. Hearing an ominous word like fought come from Rika-chan's mouth startled me. That's right. It was unbelievable. They said Hinamizawa would be stunk into the reservoir, and we had no say in the matter. So I'm only able to be here because the protest succeeded. Have that power nap, Punky. That's so quick and efficient. This is basically the entire MO of the other stream team I watch. I'm sorry. I didn't keep you. I can't read now. I've talked too much. I can't read anymore. I didn't keep you, did I? My deepest apologies, Kiichi-san. It took me a while to powder my nose. Satoko, wait to use the cannon until you really have to go. It's a lot easier since it shoots right out. Eek, how dare you speak that way to a maiden of unparalleled beauty such as myself? Who was she calling a maiden? If Satoko really was a maiden, she wouldn't have reacted like that. The usual hijinks ensued. It's okay, Killam can't read either. Yeah, I was saying that in my last stream that, like, I'm going to take an hour, like half hour to an hour to chat before my stream starts. That's what Hexy does, and I've always liked that. We just... we do ramble here, so it's gotta happen. Now then, gentlemen, in accordance with the rules of our society, I bring a point to discussion. Kiachi Mabara-kun, wishes to be included as a member in our activities. What say you? Rena's no objection. Oh ho ho, I wonder if the likes of this peasant is up to the task. Me and Satoko both approve. The three that Mian had queried voiced their approval.
I love you, baby.
An anonymous decision. Congratulations, Kiachi Mabara-kun. I present you the honour of being allowed to take the entrance exam for our club. Start from the beginning. I didn't say I would join. What club is this? What our club does, you see, in order to cope with our complicated society, we perform various activities under different sets of rules. Sometimes they are in your favour, and sometimes they work against you. No, Killam! We love you! But yes, if you have to do work, do work. I'm pretty weak, so I'd prefer if you didn't single me out. Let's try to get along. You're so naive, Rena. The law of the jungle is survival of the fittest. This was starting to sound a bit sketchy, so what kind of club was it? To sum it up, it's a club where we play games together. Rika-chan was the only one to answer my question with a pertinent response. So basically, this club put Mion's hobby of collecting games to use. By playing the various games that Mion had hoarded every day, it seemed that depending on the day, there were prizes for the winner or a penalty for the person who finished in last place. I'll make this clear right now. We aren't playing house here. You should treat each win or loss as if your life depends on it, right? Well, what's wrong with just having fun? Don't make it sound so crazy. Oh, shit. Oh, no, wait. I didn't know that button did that. The first rule of our society. Aim only for first place. Going at it half-assed just because it's a game is not allowed. Rule number 2 of our society. For that reason, you are obligated to make all possible efforts. The way Satoko said it, it sounded like she was saying, use any means necessary. Of course, I'll do my best too. I'm pretty weak, but I'm trying my best. I knew what they were trying to say. In a game where everybody is aiming for the top, it's rather unsportsmanlike to play just for fun. Alright, then I too will go all out. With that, I was finally ready for the rite of initiation, my baptism into the club. A word of warning, Ki-chan. Rina can get pretty nasty. This initiation looks like it's going to be rough. Mion began fishing around in the student lockers in the back of the room. They have the games here at the school. It's club equipment, so I guess that's fine. Complicated games would put Ki-chan at a disadvantage, so today we'll play a game that you should be familiar with. How about a standard card game, like Old Bachelor? Alright, let's do this. Alright. Can't really get into it unless there's a penalty. This time the loser will be sentenced to having their face drawn on. What do you think? Whoa. It won't be all-based paint, right? Right. All-based. Face painting with all-based paint. That is perfect. Satoko cheered up the idea on. She didn't even flinch at the thought of such a severe penalty. It seemed like she was raring to go. If it's going to be like this, then I can't lose either. Now I'll just cut the deck and start dealing. Old Bachelor is pretty much the same as Old Maid. There's only one difference, there's no Joker. In this place, one card is pulled out at the start, meaning there will be one card without a match left over at the end. You don't know which card will end up being the Joker. It's a pretty thrilling game. I'll take the card now. Rina took one card and left it face down on the table. Everybody stared at the card intently. Well, it'll be pretty obvious in the end game. No way to tell at the start. But the rest of them were very serious. They didn't seem as relaxed as I was. They compared their cards to the one face down, all the while gauging each other's reactions. It was as if they could see what the face down card was. No, it couldn't be. This deck is pretty worn out. No way can everyone tell by the scratches what the card on the table is. Remember the second rule of our society. Kiechi-san must try his hardest to win as well. A number of cards are quite unique, Kiechi-kun. Should be able to remember them pretty quickly. She said that so matter-of-factly. So suits me fine. Don't think a little thing like that can be your crutch. I lashed out angry, but it was rather obvious I was at a disadvantage. After all, they'd gone so far as to memorise the wear and tear for each individual card. This wasn't a simple game of Old Bachelor. If this was a test, then they were playing with the answer sheet in front of them. Bring it. I'll take advantage of your carelessness and beat you at your own game. That baseless confidence would soon be crushed. Kick. How about I tell you your hand starting from the right? 3, 4, 9, Jack, Queen. By the way, the Bachelor is the Jack of Diamonds. Yeah? I can tell what they are, even if you switch them around. I'm out. I thought I was prepared before it to be this brutal, just overwhelming. Crutch is close to crotch. The demons, you're all demons. Rina isn't a demon, are you? So sorry, Kiechi-kun. This is the 3 of hearts, isn't it? I'm out. Not even a hint of mercy. Rina, even Rika-chan. These club activities weren't to be trifled with, and the aloneness of this club would definitely survive in the cruelest of situations. If our entire class had self-detonating collars strapped to their necks and were dropped into a death match on a deserted island, these guys would probably take to it like fish to water. I can already picture their joy as they hunt down each of their classmates. It's a lowest point system. The order itself takes the points. Whoever has the lowest point total wins. Since Kiechi finished last, he has 5 points. There's already a 5 marked down on my scoreboard. I think it's unfair to Kiechi-kun if we don't use a new deck. It's fine, Ki-chan is a man after all. He can turn the tables even if the odds are stacked against him, right? It's fitting for a lonely peasant to scamper home and soak their pillow in tears, don't you think? A petite hand laid itself on top of my head, which was trembling from an uncontainable frustration. It was Rika-chan's. Keep on fighting, yeah. Yeah. Thanks to Rika-chan's word of encouragement, I was able to calm down. You need to be calm, especially when you're cornered. That's the power I could muster during this crisis. Think clearly, Keiichi Miyabara. Take your time and look at the cards carefully. It's just as Rina said, each card has its own distinct markings that make them stand out. Memorizing them should be pretty simple. Think about what you can do in the situation. Try everything in your power to improve your chances of victory. Whoa, great Keiichi-kun, just like that. I covered the uniquely marked cards with my hands, or other cards, arranging them in such a way that they couldn't be seen. The one with the ripped corners should be the 5, and I'm out. I couldn't let any of these precious hints slip me by. All information is a weapon. Then it was my turn. Then Satoko found out her cards for me. You see, I want the 7. Is it this one? I wonder about that. You won't know unless you take it. There was a bit of dismay in her expression, like she doesn't want it taken. That kind of expression. I won't let that momentary lapse slip by me. I know. It's this one. Got it. 7 of spades. A cheer of ooh rang out. Well, what is this? The 7 should be the hardest one of all to tell apart. It wasn't from memorizing the markings, so slight changes in their expressions as I was selecting a card were enough. Can't hide it from me, Kei-chan. This mark means there's a 2 of diamonds. What? She was startled by her own misread. Of course everyone else was too. Whoa, it's rare that Mi-chan gets a card wrong. No, Kei-chan, could it be you? They told them apart by different marks. That mark was a nail scratch, so I put a new one in. Are you saying he disguised it as a 2 of diamonds? Well, what an impressive show of wit. Is the anime worth watching, Cherry? I'm guessing you think it is. I haven't watched any anime in so long. I need an anime to watch. Kei-chan landed a clean hit. Clap, clap, clap. That's great, Keiichi-kun. That was an incredible match, you know. Having defeated the Forerunner, Mion, my brilliant battle left me ecstatic. But by total points, it was already set in stone that Mion would win and I would finish last. I laughed haughtily, selecting the tone of my voice carefully to get on Mion's nerves. Well, I'm going to end up the loser, but I'm satisfied with one-upping Mion at the end. Bwahahaha. That should be the proverbial slap in the face to Mion, who was at the top already and ensured victory. Even if Kei-chan gets first place this round, he'll still end up last place overall. Don't you hate that? Of course I do. Let's have a duel. One chance. If you win, then we'll swap first and last place. How about it? You up for it? She fell for it. A chance for an upset that wouldn't be possible without goading her into it. One chance, you say? Let me hear the rules. Mion discarded 2 cards from her hand and replaced one with a joker card that was on the table, then shuffled the resulting hand behind her back. The card in my right hand or the card in my left. If Kei-chan can guess which hand the joker's in, then he wins. When you turned around just now, you didn't pull out the joker, did you? If you lose, I'll show the card in the other hand. That okay? The other 3 gulped nervously as the unexpected turn of events. Alright, you got it. Mion grasped one card in each hand and thrust them out at me. First, I needed to inspect them closely. The card in the right hand had no distinguishing marks. I couldn't tell which one it was. Which one, I wonder, Keiichi-kun. Be careful. Yeah, of course, this is my chance for a big comeback. Looking closely at the card on the left, I saw a little wear. It wasn't one I hadn't seen before. Ah, that card is... I didn't let that bit from Satoko slip me by. Oh, slip by me. Mion clucked her tongue. I didn't recognize the mark on the left card from the small number that I had memorized. I didn't know what the left card was, but I could tell from Satoko's reaction that the card had already appeared during the game. Since it had already appeared before, it meant that it definitely wasn't the Joker. Oh, Kei-chan thinks it's the one on the right. Will you choose that one then? Will you? The left card definitely wasn't the Joker. If I could trust that theory, then I should have been able to declare that the card to the right was the Joker. Even without Mion's taunting, the one on the right was the most suspicious. But wasn't it a bit too rash to decide based solely on Satoko's reaction? More carefully, I remember now. That mark, the left card, no doubt about it. The 7 of clubs. It was the 7 of clubs, I see. I've won. The card on the left was the 7 of clubs. So that meant the card on the right was the Joker. And then, just before my hand touched the right card, I froze. Ha ha ha, he he he. I would expect no less from you. There was a wave of murmurs amongst the onlookers at my sudden halt, right before I confirmed the right card was the Joker. Huh? Huh? What could Kiyachi-san possibly be saying? I mean, the left one is... Shh. Oh. Oh. What makes you so certain that the right one isn't the Joker, Ki-chan? Mion let loose an unexpected question. Everyone else was baffled. Yeah, I sometimes, especially because of the weather right now, my internet probably is going to drop a couple times, but I'll come back. I won't, like, just abandon stream, even if it dies a couple times. We'll still be here when it fixes. I don't know what the card on the right could be, but I know that the one on the left is a 7 of clubs. Then, doesn't that leave the right one as the Joker? One of them has to be the Joker, right? Yeah, one of these is the Joker, right? Kiechi has good intuition. Huh? Rika-chan, what do you mean by... So basically, the 7 of clubs, I discarded that by matching it with Satoku's 7 of spades earlier. Everyone's attention snapped to the discard pile at the same time. The truth of the matter couldn't be discerned from the sloppy pile. So that means Mion pocketed one of discarded cards, then aligned it over the left card, and that means... I see, I get it. This left card has been disguised as a 7 of clubs, right? It was the first time since the start of the match that a shadow ran across Mion's expression, and I didn't let that slip by. Then, with a grand flourish, I declared it loudly. The Joker is the left one. It was an intense moment. That 1 second felt like an eternity for everyone there. Breaking that silence, the first one to speak was Mion. Being the first president of this club, I've been witness to a variety of performances. Ki-chan, yours is the best. The best of the best of the best. That was probably the greatest compliment Mion could give. Mion accepted her defeat, dropping the cards from both hands. My comeback victory. Rika-chan placed her hand on my head and began petting it, congratulating me on my victory. Huh? Rika-chan is... Rina and Satoku gaped at us, as if they had seen a ghost. What is it, Rina? It's not as if I cheated or anything, right? This was fair and square. Rika only pet someone on the head to console them. Huh? What's the meaning of... At that moment, Rina let out a small shriek. Kiechi-kun, this is how it was. You know, Ki-chan, I thought you'd read into it that far. Heh heh heh. Everyone froze. No, it was just me. It was a gamble. If you had just jumped to conclusions like a little brat, then I would have lost. It was the answer everyone was certain about. Mion picked up the card from the losing hand. Ki-chan, you know you should take pride in this loss. She turned it around. That was the card that proclaimed the victor of this duel. The card under the 7 of clubs. Unbelievable. It was the 2 of diamonds. It was a setup behind the setup. If I'd just picked the right one without reading so deeply into it. I, Mion Sonozaki, as club president, do accept Kiechi Maebara's membership in our club. As I slumped to my knees, dazed, everyone let out a round of applause for the excellent effort I gave despite my defeat. The match is now over. Today's victor is me, Mion Sonozaki, and our exalted loser is Kiechi Maebara. Everybody made a commotion, applauding cheerfully. I felt I was bested, but I was so soundly beaten that it unexpectedly felt rather refreshing. We created an entire airline while it was broken, so it's cool. Yeah, everyone got Pornhub Premium from Akbar. Akbar handing out the boobies, like a good mod. When Mi-chan pulled that little trick behind her back, I got excited, thinking she's going to do it again. When Kiechi-kun stopped the moment before touching the correct card, I thought he'll fall for it. He fell for it quite handily. Huh? Hey, wait. All of them knew from the start and still got so excited so earnestly. Everyone got excited to make it more fun. You're all demons. You're monsters. Yay, boobies. Now then, Ki-chan, it's time for your penalty. Since it's your first day participating, I'll go easy, okay? It would be a problem if you refused to come to school. The other 3 members held down my arms and shoulders firmly. Mion approached, licking her lips. Her right hand went to pull something out of her pocket. That's a felt-tip marker, and it's large and oil-based. Okay, here we go. She took the cap off the marker and brought it slowly up to my face while I was immobilized. No, 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 boobs. And out on my death throes. Draw her dick. We've never seen our character's face, so they're not going to let us see what was drawn on us. I'll be disappointed if it wasn't a dick. As soon as the club activities were finished, Rena flew off, probably so she could dig out the cute Colonel Sanders that she wasn't able to take home yesterday. So today it was just Mion and me walking home together, a rather rare occurrence. A mountain of treasure, huh? The guys throwing it away probably never thought in their wildest dreams that Rena would be grateful to them. Mountain of treasure, meaning that damn construction site from before. Oh right, Mion would probably tell me. That murder by dismemberment that seemed to have happened there. Over there, you know, at the damn construction site. Did something happen there? Long ago? Something sure did. A grand battle. There were sit-ins and demonstrations. It was a bit different from what I wanted to hear, but I decided I'd listen just the same. It was our land that was going to be sunk into the damn reservoir. I would have thought as well, probably. The government guys were really adamant about it, acting all big and full of themselves. Since they figured out that they could settle it with money, they did a bunch of nasty stuff. They were nasty guys. Mion spoke excitedly as if the whole thing was happening right in front of her. I'm amazed you guys won. You were facing the federal government, right? The mayor and prominent figures in the village all signed petitions. They went to Tokyo and struck deals with legislators. Draw a dick on Killam. I'm off to watch Penguin now. Love you, Shazzy. Get some good sleeps. Honestly, I would probably watch Penguin over me. I love Penguin. Killam would never leave. Oh, leave you? He wouldn't leave us. He loves us. I hope. As a result, the development plan was retracted. It was our complete victory. There wasn't any violence, was there? Like assaults or murders? None. She promptly cut me off, the same as Rena had. Her words signaled the end of discussion. Tomitaki-san said one arm wasn't found in the incident. I thought that a murder by dismemberment had occurred, but I guess I was wrong. My curiosity unsated, I sighed dejectedly inside. Speaking of never leaving, I'm going for lunch. Go have nice foods. Love you, Shazzy. Love you too, Killam. Go get food. I've still got Moose. Moose will be here to talk about crotches and stuff like that with me. Later, see you tomorrow. Ki-chan, you can't wash that off until you get home, got it? I got it, I won't. Mion held back her laughter while stealing glances at my face. I wonder what kind of nasty doodles they drew. Damn you, Mion, you shall rue this day. If our rules are ever reversed, I'm going to slop it on, all over your face, so you won't be able to take it off, even with a scouring pad. Upon arriving home, I ran straight into my mum, embarrassing myself yet again. The mood I'd come home to was already on edge. It's not an uncommon thing in our family. Whenever Dad can't come up with a good idea, it always ends up like this. He stomps around the house with his arms crossed. Mum whispered into my ear, "Welcome home, Kiechi. Dad, he's in a bit of a rut right now, so don't bother him, okay? He can't come up with a new idea. It's because the deadlines are so close together this time. Your dad needs to have time to recharge or he doesn't work as well. Dad's paintings fed our entire family. If he runs out of ideas, then it's the end of the Mabaras. We never gone hungry before. Could it be that my dad is a master painter? Wouldn't it be easier to get an idea taking a walk outside rather than wandering around the house? The theme of the piece this time is in the household, so it seems your dad wants to use this house as a motive. That's quite a bothersome motif. Kiechi, pick up your room. It looks terrible. So sorry, I'll clean it up later. Come on, please don't use my room as the motive. Kiechi, there's still some time before dinner, so please go take a walk out back or something. His bad mood is only temporary. As soon as he gets an idea, his mood improves and he starts humming. Until then, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just take a walk so I don't aggravate him further. Well, I guess I will then. I love you too, fictional. You're on break, kids at school. I said I was going to take a walk, but I didn't have any particular destination in mind. I just needed to kill some time. I got on my bike and pondered where to go. I could just read at the bookstore, but it would take about an hour by bike to get to town. It would be dark by the time I get back, so I didn't want to go unless I had to. The roads at night here in Hinamizawa creeped me out. If Mion and Satoko ever found out about that, I smiled warily. Oh yeah, Rena was probably still at the Mountain of Treasure, the damn construction site. The excavation of Colonel Sanders was probably taking her a while. It wouldn't be so bad to have her owe me one. She might return the favour next time we have a club activities. With a little bit of self-interest in mind, I set off towards the damn construction site. Tomitaki-san might be there as well, the only person with information about the incident that both Rena and Mion denied knowing anything about. If I met him again, I'd like to ask for more details. To ask, was there really a dismemberment here in Hinamizawa? That was my real intention. They haven't mentioned crutches in one time in 30 minutes of gameplay. Return this game. Yes, I want my free back, please. Please give me my 0 pence back. Also, just so you know, Jeff probably definitely won't stream tonight because it is his actual day off today. If we finish this game, the person I was watching earlier, who's like training to be a game developer, has actually worked on 2 games before. One of them is a co-op, so I can't actually play that one. But one of them, I'm downloading. We could play that after this. Maybe, if it's downloaded properly. You would co-op with me? I don't know if it's a local co-op, though. So, we'll see. I'll have a look at it. I just want to sleep. Punky, go sleep. Sleep. I mean, I'll get Parsec working at some point so that, like, you and Sean can play games with me on Parsec. But I'm not going to do that in a stream, obviously. We've got to do that off stream. Punky, I thought you were sleeping. Punky never sleeps. I spotted Rena struggling up on the slope of the garbage pile. It looked like Colonel Sanders was lodged in there pretty firmly. It didn't look like Rena would be able to excavate him by herself. Realizing that Tomitaki-san wasn't around, I began climbing up the slope unsteadily. Hey Rena, looks like you're working up a sweat. Whoa, Kiechi-kun. What brings you to a place like this? A place like this, huh? I see, she was aware of it, at least. I received a signal for emergency assistance at the accident site. Where is the injured party? Huh? Accident? Huh? But there was a report Colonel Sanders was buried alive in the trash pile. Huh? Oh, that. You scared me. Don't frighten me like that, Kiechi-kun. I was just kidding. I thought you might be struggling by yourself, so I came to help you out. You came for me? Well, I filled my quota for today. If I don't see Rena brush at least once a day, then I'm not getting my daily required nutritional intake. Just kidding, you're embarrassing me now. So, what part was a joke? What part was it? I just ignored her bewilderment. Okay, now move out of the way. So where is Colonel Sanders? Sorry. Can't you see him in that gap? He's really buried in there. The Colonel Sanders was sideways, surrounded by boards and other construction materials, like they were caging him inside. According to Rena, it wasn't like this yesterday. It seems as though another illegal dumper came yesterday, dumped again, and now he's buried like this. You're trying to move this pile all by yourself, with those scrawny arms. There's no way she would be able to move that with her slender arms. But Colonel Sanders is so cute. There's a chain on the Colonel Sanders at this door. This one, though, I should be able to take this one home. If Rena gave up on this Colonel Sanders, she'll probably start devising a plan to steal the one in front of the store. As Rena's guardian, I won't allow her to sully her hands with crime. Out of the way, I'll do it. Rena blushed again, but this time I left it alone. The pile was enormous. Also, the more days we wasted, the more likely another illegal dumping would occur. If it got buried any deeper, there would be nothing that could be done. Kiechi-kun, I'll help too. Let me help. You're just getting away, so stay back. Putting out scraps, bending them, tossing them aside, I quickly become covered in sweat and dust. Flying objects drew beautiful arcs across the twilight sky one after another. Lumber, timber, plywood. Damn it. No matter how much I threw out there was still more. Even though I could see Colonel Sanders right there. After grandstanding like that in front of Rena, I felt frantic because of how little I had progressed. If I was going to do this seriously, I'd need an actual saw or something. That's enough, Kiechi-kun. You're so sweaty. You don't have to try so hard. I'm just doing it for you, Rena. Don't worry about it. You can have a power nap after the dumb meeting. Yeah, I kind of just want KFC now. You now have some shit bitch cunt fries. Jeff, you are my favorite person. You make me laugh so much. Shit bitch cunt fries. Oh yeah, the stream died before I mentioned. I don't really have one that I want to go to, so much as, like, if Austin or Jeff goes to one, a bunch of people will probably go to it, so I'll go to it, hopefully, if I have the money. Wait a minute. Have you fed Scooby, Mum? Mum, did you feed Scooby? It is 5 o'clock. Scooby, get out of my room! And anyway, Richard feeds him all the fucking time. That's why he was crying this time, because he wants to be fed.
Yes, he definitely does want to be fed.
Well, yeah, because Richard usually feeds him between, like, 3:30 and 5 o'clock. Scooby wants his shit bitch cunt fries. He's being fed. He's being fed. We used to feed him at 5 p.m. every day. Like, just 5 p.m. That was when he was fed, at 5 p.m. Then my cousin started feeding him earlier and earlier and earlier. And now, like, I try to feed him at 4:30. But it just, everyone feeds him at a different time. And he gets upset sometimes. Especially because I usually feed him when I'm watching Jeff. So if I fall asleep in the middle of the morning, like, he usually gets fed at about 2 a.m. If I fall asleep, then he gets fed late in the morning. And he doesn't like that either. And he'll fucking let you know. He does not let you know. Rena began sputtering and turned beet red. Whoops, I meant to say I was trying my best so as to keep her from becoming a criminal. Oh well. I guess I just need a break. This is pretty tough. I sprawled on my back over the grassy slope. I'm so sorry. You're covered in sweat. Rena patted her handkerchief against my forehead. It felt pretty nice. Well, wait, here a minute, okay? My house is pretty close. I'll bring you some barley tea, okay? Leaving the handkerchief on my forehead, Rena took off running. The cries of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. After I was certain Rena was gone, I picked myself up and headed towards what I discovered earlier. That was a garbage pile of magazines and newspapers bound up in twine. Unless I'm mistaken, I believe it was around here. There it was. They were bound stacks of not so reputable tabloids. They were stacked chronologically, going back quite a few years. It was quite a disturbing incident. It seems they haven't been able to find one of the arms, you see. It was just as Tomitaki's son said, and undoubtedly there'd be mention of the murder. These are troubled times. There's no end to these sickening incidents. There's a large part of society drawn in by these incidents as well, so it had to be recorded somewhere. I unfastened the packages and opened the rain-soaked pages carefully, looking over the table of contents. Not here. Next one. Not here. Next one. It was hard to search since I didn't know when it happened. I didn't know who the perpetrator or the victim was either. I only knew it had happened here. I looked up every so often, checking to see if Rena had come back or not. I wanted to see me gawking at a dirty magazine, but it wasn't just that. Both Rina and Mion said they didn't know, but it had happened without a doubt, as long as Tomitaki-san wasn't lying. And if both Rina and Mion... Ah, yeah, there was. If they'd just said that, then I wouldn't have gotten so hung up on it. An incident that neither Rina nor Mion wished to talk about, trying to uncover it after they tried to conceal it out of good intentions. That made me feel like I was acting against my friends. Hinamizawa dam worker lynching, murdered by dismemberment. Well, this is when the game gets interesting. You hear that change in music as well. Like the little bells just tinkling away, kind of. The thing is, there's murder, and then you hear the word lynching, and oh my god, it's lynching different from, well, it's murder, but it's like, it brings a whole different kind of feel to something when they say the word lynching. Here it is. The featured article was in the back, and it seemed that there was a photograph in the coloured pages at the front. The pages of the featured article were stuck together and weren't easy to open. Rina could return at any moment. Feeling rushed, I gave up and opened the photograph page. The police investigators were carrying a body bag, and newspaper reporters were all bathing in camera flashes. The image was blurry and hard to understand, but I could definitely make out the headlines. A tragic nightmare at the Hinamizawa construction site. Lynching and murder dismemberment. The victim was the site foreman. He had assaulted his assailants daily with an explosive backlash from his daily actions. It's a horrible image to see the site foreman as it happened. It really did happen. It seemed the details were on the next page. I turned the page without pausing. On it was... The assailants butchered the victim's body with hatchets and pickaxes, then used an axe to split the cadaver into 6 pieces, the head, arms, legs and torso. I could understand just from the headline that it was just too terrible an incident. Normally a lynching is just assault and murder, right? Dismemberment with hatchets and pickaxes. That wasn't a lynching. That is a lynching. It was a merciless killing to the letter, a brutal murder, done by a group of people, with hatchets, with pickaxes, with an axe. Ah. Yes, sorry. Did I startle you? Marina dropped the axe she was holding onto the grass after being startled by my voice. Wow! 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 Oh! Oh! She got all dressed up as well. Guys, she seems a bit sus. I think we should vote her out. Wow. That took a turn. Wait a minute, has my chair just shrunk a bit? Yeah, it has. Ugh. Sorry, I put my head right next to the microfilm then. I'm going to leave you for a minute. On this page... This is what I'm going to leave you for 2 minutes when I go and grab another drink and I go to the toilet. Moose, please entertain people with polls and things like that, as the mods tend to do. But I have been holding off going to the toilet because the stream died when I was just about to go to the toilet. So, I need to go. Well, Pornhub. Time to watch Pornhub. It's also silent, so I'm going to leave you with this. And make it better with retro gaming music. Right, I'm back. You live in Texas, you want to do sweet tea? I don't know many people that put stuff in their tea. They just drink tea. Have a good look, lurk. Have a good lurk, Chris. Get that assignment done. You can do it. We believe in you, Chris. We believe. But let me just reset up everything because I touched stuff. You'll have a good look later, I promise. Good. Have a good look as well. Jeez. I know how to speak. I know that. I'm putting a hoodie on because now I am cold. I still need to think of a stream hoodie. I don't know whether to get like a game-related hoodie for the stream hoodie, or just get a plain one, or get another geeky one. If you see a hoodie you think you'd like to watch me wear, or was playing games, let me know. I need a stream hoodie. That's just there for when I stream. Right. So, on this bombshell, let's move on. Kiechikun, you see earlier, yeah, you said it would help if you had an axe, didn't you? So then I brought an axe for you from the shed. Rena fluttered her arms in a panic, continuing to explain and apologise. It seemed I'd been glaring at her pretty intensely. I'm sorry, I guess my reaction was a bit overboard. No, I'm sorry as well, I'm sorry. Night was drawing close. I was pretty worn out, and it wouldn't hurt to do the rest tomorrow. Doesn't look like we can break that last beam without an axe. You bought it after all. I'll have to borrow it tomorrow, alright? Okay. Why do you look so glum? Tomorrow we'll be digging out Colonel Sanders, right? I think she's upset that she couldn't kill us. We spoiled her murder. Akbar, if I'm going to visit the US, then I'm going to have to learn how to drive in the UK before I learn how to drive in the US. Like, though I'll tell you this now, if I become a big time streamer and I can just stream for a living, I will move to Texas to live close to Moosey and Punky. UK license is much harder to get. I've heard that as well, yeah. It's just, I said it before on stream, like, from all the Americans I know, like, you learning to drive is such a big thing for you guys when you're young. It isn't here, and you don't tend to... Wait, what did you say, Anna? I said nothing. You can't stick me down to that. I said nothing. I said... literally nothing. I really want to take Colonel Sanders home. Colonel Sanders home soon. We both know that it was useless to apologise any more than that. I quenched my thirst with the barley tea Rena bought and wiped off the sweat that had now gone cold. We took the path to head home. I felt quite guilty about the tabloid wrapped up in my jacket. We received new tips. The Hinamazawa Dam project and special something or the other. That's not technically what I said, Akbar. I said if my stream becomes popular enough that I can make a living off of streaming, like I make enough money that all I do is stream, I will move to Texas to be close to Moose and Punky. But that only would happen if I become a big time streamer, because I'm still going to have to work and I'm not going to be able to transfer anywhere in America. That's never going to happen. Right, we're going to have to read this now. So much reading. This game had warnings that it was difficult. It's just reading so far. I want to know why it's difficult. October 1975, in accordance with the Prime Minister's Bulletin number XXX, Hinamizawa's electrical development master plan was announced. The vast scope of the project, the projected Hinamizawa Dam, will have an incredibly heavy impact on the village of Hinamizawa. The flooded area caused by the Hinamizawa Dam would include the 5 areas of Hinamizawa, Takatsuda, Kyutsu, Matsumoto, and Yaguchi. The submerged area includes 291 houses, population 1,251, 1 elementary school, 1 middle school, 1 post office, 1 agricultural cooperative, 1 forestry department lumberyard, 5 shrines, 2 temples, and 1 fishery. All of these communal, cultural, agricultural areas and places of worship will be indefinitely submerged at the bottom of the artificial lake basin. Forsaking the hundreds of years our ancestors poured their blood and sweat into the fertile, resource-rich land is just too painful to bear. All the residents having homes that were to be submerged banded together and created the Onigafuchi Defense League. The dam project was halted and the petitions to alter the plan were circulated. The citizens sought peaceful negotiations, but the government and its puppet company XXXX openly refused. Performing unspeakable heinous crimes, they quashed the democratic actions of the villagers. But the villagers did not follow. Instead, they banded together even more closely, and instilled the resolve to protect their homes to the death. The continuation of that frightening Hinamizawa Dam construction project is still stalled as of today. The villagers understand that the stalling was caused by sublime power through unity, and they understand that this fearsome plan has not yet been fully withdrawn. The Onigafuchi Defense Alliance had been dissolved after it did its part, but the feelings of unity it garnered have not yet been extinguished. As long as the passion resides in the hearts of the residents, they'll be able to confront whomever next decides to sink their homes into a lake basin. Onigafuchi Defense Alliance Committee Chairman Ryu Kimiyoshi. To be fair, Texas might be a little bit too hot for me. I might die if I ever move to Texas. Special tabloid report. We gonna read it. No. Nightmare befalls the Hinamizawa Dam. Lynching and murder dismemberment. In X month of X day in XX prefecture at the Hinamizawa Dam construction work site in the Shishibone city, a bone-chillingly gruesome murder dismemberment. Even though this case has shocked the archipelago, the police will give no details on the case. Exactly what happened at the Hinamizawa Dam, they probably didn't mean to kill him at first, but as the victim resisted by swinging around a shovel, the rest of the perpetrators armed themselves in return, and it quickly escalated to homicide. So said the aforementioned Investigator A. After this bloody tragedy was over, they were left with a body which nobody thought was alive. XX-san had tormented the suspects daily with his rough behaviour. At first it was meant to be payback. All the perpetrators were horrified by their deed, and one even turned himself into the police. It was the de facto leader of this group, XX, who suggested hiding the body. Reluctantly at first, they soon began to think they did not wish to be caught. The construction site had numerous places to hide the body with 6 people. They were originally supposed to hide the body and leave the area, but the de facto leader feared that the consciousness of the other 5 wouldn't be able to bear the burden, and came up with a horrifying method to keep them from turning him into the police. He devised a heinous method of splitting up the body among them and marking each of them responsible for hiding a piece. XX has turned a simple manslaughter into a gruesome dismemberment and forcibly involved each perpetrator in order to create a sense of unity between them. Each one participated, but what does this mean? Person A spoke out reluctantly. XX had ordered each and every one of them to dissect a piece for themselves. They were hesitant at first, but nobody refused. In for a penny, in for a pound was what it meant. Thus an unimaginable bloody ceremony began. The perpetrators wept and vomited as they performed a gruesome task. There was one person who stubbornly refused, but XX threatened them, saying nothing would change if someone else ended up dead, and he gave up in his objections. But XX's plans collapsed in the span of one night. XXX, who had refused to dissect the corpse up until the last moment, had broken down into tears at the hospital where he was being treated for an injury sustained during the scuffle and confessed. The criminals were arrested one after the other, but the de facto leader XX's whereabouts is still unknown. Also, the right arm hidden by XX is yet to be found. Despite an ongoing search, this horrible individual has so far managed to elude law enforcement. What could the police be doing? It appears that XX had said he was going to throw the body, right arm, into the marsh. XX's car was discovered abandoned near the marsh, but there were no clues to his whereabouts. XX didn't trust his companions. One cannot deny the possibility that he had expected his companions to confess to the police and used his car as a decoy. Of course, I doubt that theory. Since he has no car, one would expect him to have a limited area to which he could have escaped to, but within the station there are rumours going around that he had accidentally slipped and drowned in the marsh when he went to throw away the body. To the locals, that marsh is believed to be bottomless. It's known as Onigafuchi, the Ogre's Abyss, and it's said that the bottom of the marsh is connected to the hellish world of demons. The atrocious demon from hell that was XX. Could it be that he had returned to hell through the marsh? Well, that's a change in music. We'll keep it cold in our house. Fair. Alabama's hot as shit too. Dismemberment freaking me out. This music freaks me out. Like, listen to this. The Zijin Dragon, bringer of luck and fortune, prosperous future, ladies leaping into your arms, business success, promotions, ambition, protection from harm, not just with pachinko and horse races, but businesses and even love, guaranteed or your money back. Zijin Dragon Bracelet, DX, one piece, 27,800 yen. It's a bop, I love it. It is a bop, I will give you that. Boo boo. I will take one love, please. Just one love. Back to cheerful music. The function of the school as an educational facility is very questionable. Our PE class is exceptionally disorganised. The only things we do together are the warm-ups at the start. The teacher isn't even there after that. All we do is play together. No helping it. Everybody's a different age or gender. No help. Wait a minute. I keep doing that, going back to the beginning to read. I'm so used to visual novels having like a box that you read from. The only rule was that we have to stay on school grounds while exercising. All the little kids were gallivanting about. Well, they certainly are being active. They might be getting plenty of exercise, but the Board of Education probably completely forgot about this school. Sorry to keep you waiting. We're all together now. What should we do today for PE? Alright, we have all our members gathered now. Now then, class representative, what shall we do for PE today? What shall we do? Man harumphed and crossed her arms haughtily, surveying the area. Explosive power and endurance. There are no friends in the world of sports. Everyone is a rival. The only thing you can trust is your own body. What the heck do you mean by that? You really read too much manga. I just children wear underwear for PE. I quipped without missing a beat. And so we'll be taking a lesson from history. The tried and true king of all outdoor melee events. Let's play tag. It was quite the adorable choice to make after playing it up so much. Just what I was hoping for. That dunderhead Kiechi-san shall be the first one to be it. I won't be beaten. I'll try my best too. You can't beat me. Why are you guys all so into it? The third rule of our society, you must partake in the game, enjoying it without question. And this counts as a club activity. Everyone smirked at each other. They all seem pretty confident. I'm a man. Physically, I should be able to keep up with any girls my own age. Regardless, Mion and Satoko looked like they were aiming for victory, and Rina was looking at me as if pitying my disadvantage. Fine, tag. I'm in. My yell echoed across the school grounds. These were the rules. Anyone who was able to evade being tagged before the bell was a winner, but we didn't switch who was it. The ones who were tagged by it also become it, so the number of people who were it could increase exponentially. The endgame would become a hellish siege. They call the version we're playing here zombie tag, you see? I see. Anyone infected by a zombie turns into a zombie. What? I thought that was just the rules of tags. Excuse me? Do people play tag differently? Yes, alright. Obviously, I've been playing tag wrong all these years. You don't play it like that. It's genuinely one tag the whole time. You don't want to see someone impersonate. You guys are boring. This way's fun. More fun. I was going to say funnier, but it's not funnier. I didn't like tag in general. Why do you make it sound so scary, I wonder? As soon as I catch Rina, I'm going to tear out her entrails while she's still alive. You're gross, kid chicken. That's gross. Underhead tag. Gross. Rika-chan placed her hand on Rina's head as she panicked. Don't worry, before Kiachi gobbles you down, I'll eat you up gently. Wow! Rika, that isn't comforting at all. Both Mian and I nodded deeply. So the first hit, how do you decide who's a zombie? With rock, paper, scissors. Well, it is a class time after all. Let's decide by answering questions. I'll ask the questions, and the one who isn't able to answer is a zombie. I have no idea which grade level they're coming from. What does the Japanese word roku mean? Huh? I was bewildered by the sudden question. Mian repeated it. So you need to answer. What's roku in English? It's 6. How about Kotsushita? Socks. What's the third last letter in the alphabet? It's X. What does Shibetsu mean? Of course I know what that is. Satoko cut herself off before finishing the answer. I see, it's quite a lurid question. You're an adult, aren't you? Of course you know what it is, right? I certainly do. Of course I know. And go ahead and say it, that you know that. What does that mean exactly? How Satoko looks like she's in trouble. How cute. Don't take her home, it's a crime. If I didn't nip it in the bud, she really might have tried to take her home. We are boring. Hey! Killam's back! Everyone rejoice! Mion's pursuit was relentless, making Satoko stammer. Now then, go ahead and say it nice and loudly. What does that mean? I do know. Sir. That means a person, thing, idea, action, or event which has been previously indicated in context. Huh? Ah. All of us were a bit surprised by Rika-chan's unexpected answer. I see, well it certainly is what that means. That could have been awkward. I wonder what I would have done in Satoko's position. I'd probably get ticked off and just blurt out, you know what, at the top of my lungs. I wouldn't want you as my enemy, Mion Sunozaki. Thank goodness you were born a girl. If you were a boy, you'd probably be a perverted asshole. Girls could be perverted assholes. Excuse me, buddy. Chris says she's larking. Chris keeps saying she's larking. Chris is larking as well as, Punky is sleeping. It appears I have no choice. Unfortunately, I, Satoko Hyuju, shall assume the role of the zombie. I shall eat everyone. Seems like she's raring to go. All I must do is count to 100, correct? Some jerks skip numbers while counting to 100, so you can start chasing after you solve this problem. Whoa, Kiechi-kun, give her a simple one, okay? A fifth of a cake, a sixth of a cake, and a seventh of a cake are all on a plate. Oh no, there are no common denominators. Satoko grabbed a stick in a panic and began drawing a cake in fractions on the ground. If Satoko, who can eat one cake in 60 seconds, eats all of them, how many cakes are left on the plate? Just as I finished giving the word problem, Mion shouted, "Ready, go!" On Mion's signal, everyone but Satoko scattered. Heh, Kiechi-kun, that wasn't a problem at all, was it? Satoko had already lost the moment she started working it out. She's eating it all, so of course there's nothing left on the plate. Everyone dashed off in a direction they thought was best. Knowing the lay of the land, they probably headed right to the best spots. It was obvious I was at a disadvantage. At a time like this, it would have been more effective to go along with those trained in survival skills, like Mion, for example. The fact that I didn't realise it at the start of the game probably hurt my chances. Glancing back over the school grounds, I saw Satoko just rising up to start. She was really, really mad. Mwahaha. She got tripped up on such a dumb question. I stood in one of the corners of the school. I had clear sightlines in two directions and would probably have a good response time if any zombies started closing in. For the time being, I caught my breath and focused on what I was trained to think during club activities yesterday. Now think calmly, Kiichi Miyabura. If I was it, what would I do? Increasing my numbers would be the shortcut to victory. Then going after the weakest player first is the obvious plan of attack, meaning me. Now then, where could Kiechi-san possibly be? I shan't let you escape. But of course, what would be the best method to track me down? Footprints or smell, or maybe some type of trail. If I could craftily hide my tracks, then there would be no trail for Satoko to follow. But I was no detective. Would I even be able to do this kind of thing in an amateur game like this? Tomita Okamaru, have you seen Kiechi-san recently? What the heck? Do zombies hunt their prey by asking nicely where they went? Tomita-kun and Okamaru-kun pointed to the location where I was hiding. After confirming she was headed in this direction, I abandoned my position. It wasn't easy to hide myself with all those little kids running around to stay pleased. It was becoming even more obvious that I was at a disadvantage from not being familiar with the surroundings. If that's how it was going to be, then to confront this intelligent gathering zombie, I'd just counter it as in a small vein. I approached some girls playing with a ball. I'm sorry, but could you relay this message? Tell Satoko Uhuju that her parents are at the gate, please. Message, ha ha ha, okay. I stopped the girls as they turned to run off. Wait, don't go yet. Also, take this one to Mion Sonozaki. Tell her the teacher is calling her to the gate. Mwahaha, I'm quite the schemer, if I do say so myself. If things went well, then Satoko and Mion would run into each other at the gate. It would put me at a disadvantage if more people were it, but this was Mion we were talking about. She'd figure out a way to escape. But that was just fine, as long as it bought me more time. Mwahaha, dance for me, Mion and Satoko, in the palm of my hand. Having my fill of playing with Conman, I looked for a place to hide. If you think about it logically, I'd only bought myself a scant amount of time, and it might even come back to bite me. Once it became apparent I'd started spreading false information through messengers, I could end up being the recipient of one of those messages. Satoko would probably ask the messengers to help her look for me. That would mean there would be more zombies than participants in the game. The virus that was brought about by my mischief could cause an epidemic. All my classmates would transform into zombies and would only be searching for me. This tactic might backfire horribly. While trembling at the thought of the impending dawn of the dead, I began searching for a safe house. I found a shed by the incinerator behind the school. After climbing up on the roof, I held my breath. It wasn't a bad place to hold out. Not only did I have a good line of sight, but if necessary, I could jump off in 3 different directions to escape. It was getting rowdy down there. The lower grades were running around below the shed. Mibura-san isn't around. Is he over here? Nope. Where is Kiechi-san, I wonder? His dad is at the front gate. That was definitely a lie. The word gate, the same one I'd used, gave a hint of revenge, so Mion was behind this. I was still keeping one step ahead of the game. I felt bad for my underclassmen, but they'd have to search until the school bell. Hey, do you know where Kiechi-san is at? His mum suddenly got really sick. A message for Mabarasan. They said his house caught fire and he needs to come to the gate. A jumbo jet fell on top of the Mabarara residence. The police have come to question him. Anything goes now. They say he enjoys peeping into bathrooms. Huh? Is it true that he's going around every night stealing panties? Who are they talking about? I heard he wears panties on his head and smells them and stuff. No way I would do that. I heard that class representative, Mion, was a victim too. What? Ah, this was your doing, Mion. Calm down, Kiechi Miyabra. This is Mion's battle tactic to flush me out. Just hold on. If my underclassmen thought about it logically, they would know it's all nonsense. But small kids don't think about things logically. To them, all of those things were true. So they all chuckled together while looking for me. Hehehehe. Bwahaha. I win, Mion. It's my victory. Bwahaha. Wiping unrelenting tears away, I felt intoxicated by my own victory. Did you hear? I heard that the new transfer student, Mabara-san, is a really perverted person. Kihaha. The cost of beating Mion had too high a price. Ah. Oh, someone passed below. That's Rina and Rika-chan. Ha ha. Rika-chan, you still okay? I'm getting by somehow. Ha ha. It seems Mi-chan is it as well. Mion? It couldn't be. She'd become it because of my little strategy. This confirmed that Mion was behind his relentless message war. Then, this wasn't good. We finally got away from Mi-chan, but Satoko-chan, Satoko was searching around the pipes, so we should be safe here for a while. Upon hearing that, I breathed a sigh of relief. While Rina was slumped on the ground, breathing heavily, Rika-chan had started creeping up to her. Rika-chan doesn't normally make noise when she walks, but it's strange. It couldn't be. Whoa! Rika-chan! What is it? What is it? Huh! Huh! Don't worry. I'd never seen Rika-chan smile so creepily before. Well, why are you coming closer? Why? Rika-chan isn't a zombie, is she? Don't be scared. I'll be sure to eat you gently. No way! Rika-chan, no. Eek! Hey, Gracie! How's it going? Rina was pressed against the wall and Rika-chan lurched forward with both arms out, just like a zombie. Rina quaked with her back pushed up against the wall. It was quite a surreal scene of horror, like one of those zombie breakout videos you'd see. Have a nice lark. I'm sorry you're moody. I hope, like, all the stuff with your paper went well yesterday. At that moment, Rina's eyes met mine. Kakiechi-kun, save me! Zombie Rika-chan turned 180 degrees, exorcist style, and glared at me. Found him. I see Ki-chan. Mion popped out from behind the cinder block wall, around the garbage dump, also seeing where I was. My position was only advantageous was when there was one zombie. Being surrounded was not as good. He got turned in. Ah, nice, Gracie, nice. You said you located Kiechi-san. I could tell that Satoko was rushing my way. It seemed that Rika-chan had left Rina's escape, and now she was bearing her fangs in my direction. Oh. Come on down, Kiechi-chan. Or Ki-chan. Ki-chan. Have a good call. As the good Zoom call. The three zombies circled the shed, moaning curses. You guys are scary, too scary. I wonder how Kiechi-san guts taste. Kiechi-san? Kiechi, I want you to become one of us. So someone please save me? I saw Rina apologizing to me from across the schoolyard. An apology, sorry, leaving me for dead. Rina! I leapt off the roof out of fear, slipping as I landed. Satoko and Rika jumped on top of me, and after straddling me, they tickled me all over my body. Stop! Ah! So, this means Rina is still left. There isn't much time until the bell. Damn you, Rina. How dare you leave me for dead? The feelings of a zombie. I understood how vengeful ghosts with lingering regrets felt. It's sad, so sad.